In this series of interviews with members of the Caritas Consort, we're today going to say hello to Sue Welch, and we've just heard Sue singing an extract from Steal Away. Sue, it's lovely to see you here today. Thanks very much for joining us. You've been a member of Caritas right since we started, but tell us a little bit about how you came to be a singer in the first place.
Well, it all started when I was 7 years old, and my father was organist and choir master of our local parish church, and I joined the church choir, and that's where it all started, and I've enjoyed singing ever since. I went through the church choir and did numerous RSCM courses and got invited at that point to sing on what were known as the cathedral courses. They were always by invitation when I was a young chorister. You had to be seen to excel at the normal residential courses to be invited. And there were, I think, only one at that point. There was only one girls' course because everything was predominantly male when I was younger in the choral, sacred choral world. And then I got invited to sing then at Lincoln Minster, and I was there for 3 years singing with them. And yes, I suppose my choral career, if you like, started from then. I think I was first invited there when I was 16, and I was the youngest choral scholar that they'd actually invited at that time. We were only allowed to do 3 years, obviously because they wanted to invite others. But that led on to more and more choral singing in different cathedrals around the country, joining different choirs. And then back in Cardiff, I studied vocal studies at the Royal Welsh College of Music and Drama. And yeah, it's just gone on from there, really.
Wonderful. No, well, that was obviously a great start. And for the fact that your dad was the choir master, I must say it's been a great privilege to know your dad for a number of years as well, and to work with him in the Rotary Club of Cardiff. You obviously were greatly valued at the Royal School of Church Music and the input there too, and it's lovely to hear about those great courses that they run. You now do a lot of singing, and that you're a singing teacher and you sing in various groups. You've been a key member of Caritas since we began in 2013. Tell us a little bit about your involvement in Caritas, which of course extends in your case beyond the pure singing.
Yes, it does. I mean, I enjoy the singing tremendously. And when you invited me to be part of Caritas initially, I jumped at it. I couldn't wait to be involved. It was fantastic. And then I remember that another close friend of yours who'd been singing in Caritas was moving away, and they'd been responsible for the finances. And you then asked if I would step in and take over their role, which I've done since. So I now have the responsibility of the finances for Caritas, looking after the money and what comes in and what goes out to charity as well, and CD sales, anything money-wise, really.
Well, we're hugely grateful for the work you do in that, so it's been tremendously helpful to me, certainly personally, and I know a lot of people have benefited from that, as well as, of course, from your great singing. And you've sung a number of solos, concerts over the years in Caritas. And of course, Caritas has changed quite a bit over the years. Would you like to say a little bit about how the group has altered in the period that you've been in it?
Yes, Lindsay. Well, when we started, it was a larger group of singers and singers that you'd invited. And it was, I think we had 22 initially when we started. And it was a lovely group to sing with. And just over time that the numbers have reduced slightly, and you're now working with about 15 of us, I think it is, generally. And we have changed our name, if you like, from the Caritas Choir to the Caritas Consort.
Absolutely. And this was a deliberate plan, just to alter the nature of the group, to make it more of a chamber group than a choir, I suppose. And I think that's worked very well for us. And the group has moved forward in that way as a consort ever since 2016, when we made that change. We're going to hear you singing from the CD, which we made in 2018. Would you like to tell us a little bit about the piece in which you sing a major solo?
Yeah, well, this is a piece called Steal Away. It's a spiritual, an American spiritual, and I think what's interesting about this is that it's slightly different to the normal repertoire that we sing. It's not as sacred as the majority of our works, and it's quite nice actually to branch out and do other works as well, to go more into the secular world, to and sing secular pieces, which we've been doing a lot more of recently as well. But this is a spiritual. It can be sung in a sacred space as well. This is an arrangement by David Blackwell, who's well known for arrangements of this type of music. But it suits Caritas very well.
Well, we look forward to hearing it now. As I said, Sue is singing the main soprano solo in this arrangement of Caritas, an unaccompanied arrangement by David Blackwell. Thank you very much, Sue, for joining us today. Thank you again for all the work that you do for our cause. And we're obviously all looking forward very much to getting back into action as soon as possible and to seeing our singers and our audiences again too. Steal Away, arranged by David Blackwell.